few days ago, Trae Young, his sneaker line, did you hear about that? Got dropped. Adidas dropped Trae's sneaker line because ain't nobody buying them piece of junks. Look it up.
Those things are
They are in every thrift store right now with the red tag on. Ain't nobody trying to buy them.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Think RBA podcast. As always, I'm your host, although I'm gonna put a slightly different twist on it. I'm gonna X the Chico,
okay,
and just be Mr. Ayo.
Ayo.
Mr. Ayo.
Okay.
Himself in the building with my guy, my man, Mr. OK. Are you okay?
Bro, I'm always okay, man. We good. We always okay.
All right. Well, with that, we back. Taking a little slight hiatus. So we're gonna come back a little new, a little different.
Right.
But
hiatus from the in-studio setup?
Well,
we in studio today.
Well, not just in studio, but just a little slight hiatus, life, right?
That's right.
But nonetheless, we are here, and we're going to continue pushing forward. We're not giving up.
Absolutely not.
Think RBA is not about giving up.
Absolutely not.
So I want to start this week talking about something that has recently just started up in the NBA.
Oh, man.
And that is the great NBA Cup. Now, we talked about this last year in the archives.
Sir.
And we talked about how initially we were like, about the concept.
No, I wasn't.
Well, you weren't. But
I was on board.
I was like, how's this going to go? Ended up being pretty cool, especially the championship game. Like they were playing like, game 7 of the finals. So it was great.
Correct.
So we're back for
Season
version
2.
2.0.
Yeah.
Season 2. So let me just read through where we are right now. Well, first the groups, because we haven't talked about it on the pod yet.
Right.
So let's just go through the groups, and then we'll talk about the records and maybe do some little predictions. But all right, first we got East Group A: Orlando Magic, New York Knicks, Brooklyn Nets, Hornets, 76ers.
Okay.
Decent group. We'll see how that goes. East Group B: Detroit Pistons, Milwaukee Bucks, Miami Heat, Indiana Pacers, Toronto Raptors. Interesting group. Group C: Atlanta Hawks, Cleveland Cavaliers, Boston Celtics, Washington Wizards, and Chicago Bulls. C's a tough group. So just in the East alone.
Is it? Only 2 teams on there. I would be that.
The Hawks, Cavs, and Boston?
Boston and Cavs.
Okay, so who in B? The Bucks, the Heat, Pacers?
Pacers.
Yeah.
Pacers and Heat.
Yeah. Not the Bucks?
Nah. Bro, they haven't been clicking. You got one guy who's blowing up, but it's not doing anything for the team. They have a pretty bad record from what I understand. 4-9, I believe, if I'm mistaken or not mistaken.
Something bad.
Right? So
then the other one, you got the Knicks and the Sixers. So
Sixers, and where they at?
Yeah, well,
where they at?
We'll get into that later. But nonetheless, okay, let's skip over to the West then.
Okay.
West Group A: Houston Rockets, Portland Trail Blazers, Minnesota Timberwolves, Sacramento Kings, and the LA Clippers with their brand new beautiful arena that they're still losing in. Anyway, that's Group A.
Timberwolves, that's my squad on that one.
Okay. West Group B: Oklahoma City Thunder, Los Angeles Lakers, Phoenix Suns, San Antonio Spurs, and the Utah Jazz.
Wow. That's a gauntlet. That's a tough group.
That's a gauntlet right there.
That's a gauntlet.
That is a gauntlet right there.
But I'm going to go with OKC for that group.
But West Group C: Golden State Warriors, New Orleans Pelicans, Dallas Mavericks, Memphis Grizzlies, Denver Nuggets.
Oh, that's another tough group.
I think the West in itself is just one big gauntlet.
Seriously.
Those are tough.
Right.
Those are tough.
So congratulations, Boston, again, right? To another easy route to the potentially to the World Cup championship.
I don't know. They're not in first place right now, but we'll get there.
We'll see.
Okay, so so who would you take coming out of the East? So your East Group A: Magic, Knicks, Nets, Hornets, Sixers. Come on, bro, that's easy. Surprising, but easy.
You said Magic, Nets, Knicks. I'll take the Knicks.
We in New York, right? Like, I mean,
sure.
Who would have thought we'd be rooting for the New York Knicks? I mean,
we're not.
I mean, not rooting for
this group. We are.
But we're picking LA.
Let's be clear about that.
In years past, nobody would have picked the Nets
that's true.
out of this group.
Well,
I mean, I'm sorry, the
Jalen
Knicks.
Brunson.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson's a monster. Shout out to Jay. Man,
that's
Jay's
right.
always talking about them Knicks. All right, Group B: Pistons, Bucks, Heat, Pacers, Raptors.
Say that again.
Pistons, Bucks, Heat, Pacers, Raptors.
Pacers.
Wow. Okay. Hawks, Cavs, Celtics, Wizards, Bulls.
Bro, I'm so torn between. Normally, I would say Boston, but the way the Cavs have been going, bro.
We'll get into that. So don't. but just pick it for the cup only.
Boston.
Boston.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about. So I have Knicks. I actually have the Bucks and Hawks.
Okay.
And then ultimately, I'm taking. I'm gonna take the Hawks to come out of it.
Sure.
So.
As
right
any
now,
delusional Hawks fan.
So right now, there's most of the teams have played 1 or 2 games.
Okay.
There's some more games, I believe, this week. So we're almost to the halfway point. So right now, in Group A, Orlando is 2-0. The Knicks are 2-0.
Okay.
That's in Group 1, Group A.
Yep.
So neither one of us talk really about the Magic, but the Magic are up there. But they beat Charlotte, Philly. In Group B, Pistons are the only 2-0. Milwaukee's 1-0. They have to play Indy next. Yeah, Indy next. So you have Detroit 2-0, Milwaukee 1-0, Miami 1-1. The Pacers are 0-1. So right now your pick is not looking good. If they lose to Milwaukee, it's probably a wrap. Probably a wrap.
Well, we'll see.
Because I think they take the top 3 teams and one additional team, right? I think that's how it was. Go back and look again. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I think that's the 4 teams on each side. Group C, Hawks. 2-0. 2-0. With 1 win over Washington, 1 win over Boston. Without Trey.
Oh, really?
Without Trey. Without Trey Young.
Who stepped up?
Dyson Daniels.
Okay.
Bro, 28 points.
He's a rookie?
No. He was on the Pelicans. We traded for him in the DeJounte Murray deal.
Oh.
And he's a defensive guy primarily, but he can get buckets too.
Okay.
I saw a graphic, because I love my Hawks, right? A little sidetrack.
Of course.
But I saw a graphic on X that he has the most consecutive 15-plus point games and 5 steal games since none other than that man right there.
Oh.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Okay.
Because he's been killing. Like he's should be in the defensive player of the year category. I know the big mans get all the love because of blocks, but I mean, he's leading the league in steals.
He's a pocket picker
and a defensive monster. So,
okay.
So we got the Hawks.
Hey, remind me to tell you something about the Hawks in a little bit.
No, tell me now.
No.
Okay,
I'm going to save this one. This is juicy.
Oh God, you're going to keep our listeners waiting.
Oh, I'm going to keep you waiting.
Tune in later. Cavs 1-0.
Okay. And
everybody else is 0-1. So,
well, Cavs are also. Can I say it now?
Sure.
Cavs are 15-0, and everybody else is not that.
Well, but we're only talking about the cup.
Yeah.
All right. In the West, Houston is another team we're going to talk about in a little bit. 1-0. 1-0.
Houston, yeah.
Portland 1-0. Portland beat Minnesota.
That's crazy.
In there,
was Ant-Man not playing?
I don't know. Minnesota's 1-1. And the other teams are 0-1. West Group B, Oklahoma City's 1-0. Lakers 1-0. Phoenix Suns 1-1. In West Group C, Golden State 2-0. Wins over Dallas and Memphis.
That's right. I saw those.
New Orleans 1-0.
That was a great game, by the way.
Which one?
That Dallas game?
Oh, yeah, that Dallas
Steph
game.
hit that clutch.
Was that the one with Clay?
That's the one with Clay. That's the one. Steph hit that clutch. Oh, my God.
Bruh.
I saw you and Jay going back and forth on the,
his, that energy he had at the end.
At the end,
the primal scream.
Pulling his jersey, like,
oh, yeah.
That's beautiful.
I was like, the king has returned. Reminds me of like the Lion King video game when I was growing up on Sega. Like, the king has returned.
Yes.
Like, yeah, he's back. Because he kind of had an off season last year.
Did he though?
Yeah, I would say they were not successful. Were they successful last year? They didn't have a great season, but
to their standards, sure.
But this season, they're back. All right,
that's your pick.
Maybe we should be the Eminem. Guess who's back? Back again. Steph is back. I need to stop singing on this podcast before
you're going to turn you into something. He's going to turn you into somebody. Antonio, please turn this man into somebody.
Turn me into somebody. So that's my question for you, right? Is it going to be a young upstart like Houston? Is it going to be Golden State coming back or the Lakers?
Yeah.
The Lakers going to come forward too. They're going to go for the back-to-backs? Yeah.
And they're all grouped together.
No.
Right or no?
The Lakers are with OKC, Phoenix, San Antonio.
So the West is so difficult, man. But I always felt like the the beginning of the season is like that young man's opportunity, right?
Even though LeBron won it last year.
He won it last year.
The old man won it last year, but you're gonna preach.
But who did he play against?
He played against the young man. It was
the Pacers.
The young team.
It was a young team. And then those like right now, Orlando 2-0.
Uh-huh.
Right. You got Houston. So these are like those young teams of young buds like who
Pistons.
The Pistons, right? These are the teams that by the end of the season, where are they at?
Right.
So this is like that opportunity for those teams to really come out and like get that momentum that could hopefully carry on.
So they can make it, but just not win the chip.
But they learn what it takes.
Oh.
And this is that opportunity to learn what it takes.
That helped Indy a lot last year after they floundered, like Halliburton, right? He had that crazy first half of the season, and
then he fell off, right?
And then they just fell off.
But again, that learning experience, right? That's all part of it. Like the rookie wall. It's all part of that learning experience. So better to get there than to not even get there, right? Better to get there and lose to learn what it takes and now what I need to step up my game. So yeah, for me, I think it's those young teams. And obviously like the veteran teams know what it takes, how to step up.
So give me your 2 picks.
From both sides?
Both sides.
Man, it's tough though, because I feel like Steph is trying to make a statement, right? Especially with them losing Clay. Like, nah, we haven't lost anything. We're still good. So, man. From the East, I'll say Boston again. And from the West, this is going to be it's almost like a crapshoot at this point.
This is for the NBA Cup.
This is the 2 final teams.
No,
the Cups.
For the NBA Cup, yeah.
Oh, you mean the winner of the whole thing?
The
2 final teams.
Yeah. Well, you said Boston again. I was like,
no. I said Boston from the east side.
Got it. Okay.
And then from the West, I would have. Oh man, this is so tough, bro. I'm gonna give it to. You know what? I'm gonna give Steph love. I'm gonna give it to the Dubs. The Dubs, Boston rematch. Steph gonna come out and be like. Right? You know, what did he do? He did this. Right?
Me.
He may just do that again. Who you got?
I was going to pick them too, but since you did, I don't want to make it fun. I want to make it more fun.
Okay, sure.
Pick team, same team. So out of the East, I mean, obviously, it's going to be Atlanta.
And right there, you know that a few minutes later.
No, bro, like
we're see the demise.
Look, we got our next game is Chicago, right? We win that 3-0. We're pretty much locked in to winning Group C.
Okay.
We win our next game, we're locked in, and then Game 4 is Cleveland. We'll see what happens with that. Cleveland could be the next team in, that 4th team. But then hopefully somebody else, maybe the Knicks will knock them off. Maybe we'll knock them off. I don't know. Hawks are going. I thought Hawks versus Dubs would be a good matchup.
Would be a good matchup.
But since you went there, I'm gonna take a completely different team.
Sure.
Right?
Portland.
He's probably gonna be Lakers, but I'm not gonna take the Lakers.
Okay.
Right.
Dallas. Luka Trey in the finals.
That would be funny.
And with Kyrie there.
That would be funny. But right now Dallas is 0-1, so they got to get it together.
How about OKC?
OKC, they're 1-0. That could be interesting. Yeah, Dallas, they have the New Orleans, Denver.
Just think about the headlines, right? Think about the spin.
Luka
the
versus
NBA is
Trey.
going to take it and run with it.
That would be crazy. No, but I'm actually going to go with Minnesota.
Okay, Ant-Man. Oh, that's a good one.
I'm gonna go with Ant-Man.
And he's in Atlanta. He's
a Georgia boy. So I'm gonna go Atlanta.
Okay.
And them. So
okay. And who you have coming out?
What do you ask me?
You better pick Atlanta over Minnesota, bro. Like
you already know what I'm gonna do. In what world? In what
I know that fandom is so delusional.
That's crazy. I don't know in what world you think that I would pick my team to go to the finals and then lose.
I mean, look who they're playing though. Look who you have them playing against. The team that actually
they're not
made
unbeatable. They're not unbeatable.
Sure. Okay. That's cool.
Yep. So I was right about the wild card. There's one wild card team.
Okay.
So it's the 3 winners, one wild card team. So if it ended today in the East, it'd be Orlando, Atlanta, Detroit.
Okay.
With the Knicks as the wild card. And if it ended today in the West, it would be Dubs, Rockets, Thunder, with the Blazers as the wild card. Crazy, right? So, but we're only halfway through.
Correct.
Still a lot of basketball to be played. We'll definitely be checking back in.
Absolutely.
And probably won't talk about it again until we get to after Game 4 and we see how the teams are set, how close we were on our predictions, and whether we need to make new predictions or just keep rolling with the same thing.
But we do need to talk about, though, bro, some of these crazy performances.
Yeah.
Right?
Within the within the cup?
Within the NBA and the cup.
We definitely do. So let's go ahead and transition into that. Let's go around the association, so to speak,
sure.
of things that happen in the NBA. So the first one that I want to talk about, you kind of gave a little sprinkle spoiler in there. The most surprising undefeated team. Like if I told you before the season started that the Cleveland Cavaliers would be 15-0, what would your reaction be to that?
I would say I agree. No,
this is my man's living in hindsight.
I'd be like, bro, whatever you're smoking must be the good stuff,
right?
Because wow,
there ain't no way that's happening.
You got all these other good teams and you picked them,
right?
Wow.
Yep. I mean, for me, like it's a really. Like I was like, okay, they're kind of rolling. Like, okay, now they're really like, okay, can somebody beat them? Anybody beat them? Like it's really surprising to me. But look, I mean, even they've won a couple games, I think, without Mitchell too. At least one, I know for sure. Okay. But then obviously, like, it's him and Garland, bro.
Garland, man. Yeah.
They've got that 2-guard combo thing, and then they've got, 2 bigs, Jared Allen, Mobley.
Yes, sir, Mobley.
That's tough.
It is tough.
That's
some good hoopers.
Like they got a squad, but definitely I'm surprised at the.
I think everybody is.
Like it's hard to win 15 straight games.
Bro,
it's hard to win 5 straight games.
Correct.
Like much less 15. Like that's
and they beat some good teams on the way. The way. So
of course.
So
a lot of good teams.
Yeah. So no respect to them. Props to them.
Do you think that they're the new powerhouse in the East?
Let's not listen. Let's just slow down there.
I mean, you think about it, right?
What I'll say is that they're having a good run. Enjoy it. Enjoy it because there's a lot of basketball still left to be played, right? There's 60 plus games left to be played. There's this thing called, durability, injuries, fatigue, whatever else comes into the picture, life. So we'll see where it goes. But enjoy the moment is what I'll say to that.
Yeah.
Are they a powerhouse? I won't say that, but what I'll say, are they making a name for themselves? Absolutely.
Are they? Well, I mean, go ahead.
Are they on people's radar, right? Like they're putting themselves on people's radar now.
But weren't they kind of already on the radar before?
Were they though?
I mean,
as you said, did they have a successful season last year?
I mean, they were a playoff team.
Was it a successful season?
How do you define a successful season?
Same thing as we talked about earlier, right? with the Dubs.
Yeah. So you look through some of these teams that they beat, right? Good New York team, they beat on the road. The Lakers. Do we count Orlando as a good team?
They're 2-0.
I mean,
in the cup,
they beat Milwaukee back to back. They were close games. They still beat them. Golden State, one of their few losses. They beat them 136-117. Who else did they beat? Philly, but Philly, we'll get into them a little bit. They dropped 144 in Chicago. Bro, they have scored. I was just looking at their scoring. I didn't even notice this before when I was looking them up. They scored over 100 points every game.
That's standard in the new NBA.
But like for the most part, significantly 136, 135, 134, 120, 131, 136, 144, 128.
That's crazy.
Like,
but again, I'm not surprised. It's the new NBA, man. Like you can't touch anybody. It's like the quarterback rule. And you have to put a pillow down before you tackle them.
So their next game is at Boston Tuesday. Do they leave undefeated?
That'll be the test.
That's the question.
Yeah. That will be their chance to prove are they a powerhouse. Right there.
After that, they have New Orleans, Toronto.
Yeah.
Then we get a back-to-back home and away with
in Atlanta.
Hey,
it's the opportunities, man.
Yeah, Hawks need to get together, though.
Now imagine if they did come through all that undefeated. Would be 20, 25.
I mean,
that'd be sick.
No, they would be 15, 16, 17, 18. Wait, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 20 with a game against Boston after us.
So if they come out with winning records, right? One loss, whatever. They come out with winning a record. Can you imagine that next conversation? Oh, are they going to go after the record? The 73 or 72 and whatever that case is, right? They can get into that conversation if they keep this rate up.
If they keep this rate up, how does it impact the MVP conversation? Because it's not just one guy either, right? True. I'm looking at
will it be co-MVPs?
The high-end points, right? I mean, it's back and forth between Mitchell and Garland and a little bit of Mobley, but it's almost like they alternate. This is crazy. Mobley, Wade, Dean Wade. Let's start from here. Mitchell, Garland, Mobley, Garland, Mitchell, Garland, Mitchell, Garland, Mobley, Mitchell, Garland, Mitchell, Garland. It's like they alternate every game.
This sounds like the old Hawks team where they had 4 All-Stars.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. And what did they do? We didn't see. I love when you want to throw those things in there.
I'm just saying. Just
to get a reaction out of me. It's funny.
I still have my Hawk point that I want to share with you.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. So, okay. So we'll see how the Cavs pan out. Right now, they are crushing.
Yeah, they're blistering hot.
The Eastern Conference right now. Where is it? The Eastern Conference still.
Hey.
Because right now the East looks real weak compared to the West.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's something that's like going to be systemic at this point. Because it seems like the East has been the weaker conference for
a long time, since LeBron left.
A long time right now. I mean, let's just say this. In the West, there are no two-win teams.
Right.
In the East, there's 3. And there's 1 3-win team in the West. That's Utah. But like the East has then 1 4 and 1 5, Milwaukee, Chicago. Everybody else in the West is 6 or above. So like if you took Portland, which is the 3rd worst team in the West, they would be in a play-in spot in the East. That's how bad it is. So speaking of it being bad, one of those teams in the East, 2-10 record, the Philadelphia 76ers.
I was going to say, is it Washington?
Washington also has a 2-10 record.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, the Sixers have I don't know, what are they? Are all the players playing is my first question.
It's been hit or miss. Guys have been in and out. So that's one thing.
And I believe their best player has barely played.
Paul George has
been out. No, when I said best player.
No, I know what you meant, but I'm just saying like Paul George has been out. Joel has been out. I think Joel's only played 2 games.
That's right there.
So
right there. The process is still going.
But I don't even know. Are the 2 games, did they even win those 2 games? I mean, I
think he lost one of them. That I know. Can't remember. But again, right? Like you have this great team on paper, however, where is it at?
And Maxey can't carry them. And now he's out. So do you think that is now the time to panic? You're 2-10.
Yeah. I don't say panic, but I will say it is time to address and correct course quickly. But I mean, I don't know about panic. There's still plenty of basketball left to be played. But you want your best players to be healthy when it matters, right? Which is the second latter part of the season. But getting close to that, you don't want to try to catch momentum. Then you want to catch momentum before you get into it. Primarily All-Star game right after it. And you want to be healthy. So their next 2 games at Miami, at Memphis. So they could theoretically be 2-12, right? Correct. You at that point, you have to ring the Liberty Bell. Like you have to ring the Liberty Bell because isn't it already cracked? You might have to put a bigger crack in it because you'd have to take a 10-game win streak just to get back to 500. Yeah. A 10-game win streak, which means the likelihood of pulling the Cavs is low. So you're not going to go on so that means that out of every 10 games, you got to start going, 7-3? Yeah. To make up that gap, 6-4. Correct, every 10 games, 6-4. I mean, no doubt. Like that's a hole that is real tough to get out of. Once you get to like you 2-12, bro. Nah, ring the fucking Liberty Bell. Like it's gotta go. But I will say this though, they do have the potential with the talent that they have, but they just have to play together and play frequently, right? Playing on availability is the best ability. Didn't Embiid before the season say he wasn't gonna play back to backs, bro? Wow. Like. Wow. His body's breaking down. He can't play back to back. He's 30 years old. But you watch him play on the court. You see how he flopping himself around down to the ground and everything? That takes a toll. Sure. I know it does. But he doesn't have there's no mat on the floor like there's in the WWE for him to be taking them bumps all the time. You don't see, like, even watching the way he lumbers around, like you can tell. He's breaking down. And remember, he started his career with injuries. He did. There's the whole process. And then he had his moment. I believe it's done. That moment's passed. So he got his MVP. Now he lost the motivation. Is what you're saying? I don't think. No. I'm just saying. Like I think now he's on the wrong side of 30. Oh, his prime is over. His prime is over. That window's closed and done. Wow. That's why he can't. He don't want to do back to backs. He can't. He can't get his body together for it. If that's the case, that's unfortunate. I hope that's not the case. He could very easily be one of the best players in the NBA when he's ready to go. That's the question. That's just my takeaway. All right. That's just okay. Ayo's thoughts. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's talk about Houston. We don't have a problem. No.
finally. Like,
well, right for the moment.
For the moment, the Houston Rockets are the 3 seed in the West.
Yeah.
10-4. And let me get your thoughts on it first.
On the Rockets?
Yeah.
It's the beginning of the season, man. These young guys are, they want to come in, prove themselves that, all right, we somebody. Don't forget about us. I want to make my mark. I want to leave my legacy. Some guys are probably looking for shoe deals, trying to beat contract stipulations, right? Jalen Green's probably, all right, he's had enough. He's trying to step his game up, trying to take over as the guy. If not become the guy, he might be the guy. But we'll find out is if this is for real, or just a phase.
Okay.
Right? Because Houston, it starts off well, but then you have a problem by the time the season is coming to a close. So hopefully that's not the case.
So let's look at some of the teams that they beat, right? Memphis, at San Antonio, at Dallas. They lost in overtime to Golden State. They beat the Knicks, San Antonio again, Detroit, okay, Washington, Clippers, Chicago. Dropped 143 on Chicago. Crazy. So they beat some good teams. They beat some good quality teams.
Absolutely. But can they keep up this consistent rate of?
So I say yes.
Okay.
And you know why?
Why is that?
Because I did some research before this episode.
You have insider knowledge.
It's public knowledge.
Okay.
But you got to take some time to look at it.
Sure.
So I looked at all of the top 6 teams in each conference before you get to the play-ins, right? Every team except 2 only have 5 double-digit scores per game. So you look at Boston, Cleveland, whatever. Top 5 players are all double digits per game. Everybody else is below double digits, right? So that means your top 5 guys are scoring double digits and everybody else is filling in the rest.
Starters, bench players.
One other team has 6. That's Denver. They have 6 double-digit guys per game. And then there's one team that has 7. 7, that means your top 5, your six man, and another role player all scoring double digits.
That's awesome.
Per game.
I love that.
And unlike some of the other teams, right, their top guy, who is Jalen Green, he's not a 27, right? If he's a 27-point scorer, then obviously
that takes away from others.
So I'm going to read down. Jalen Green, 19.8 a game. Sengun, 17 a game. Van Vliet, 13 a game. Tari Eason, 12.5 a game. Dylan Brooks, 12 a game. Jabari Smith, 11.8 a game. And Amen Thompson, 11 a game. And they're all and all of them are averaging 25 plus minutes.
So what that's telling me is that they're playing very good
team
basketball,
which is why I said I believe that it will continue on.
And they're all young. So basically they can bounce.
They're not all young.
Most of them.
They've got a mixture. They've got the young guys, right?
Jalen Green, Fred is not.
Tari Eason, Jabari Smith, Thompson.
Right.
But then they've got those vets mixed in with Van Vliet, Dylan Brooks, and then also too some of the guys on their bench. Steven Adams, right? That's a great vet to have on your bench. Wonderful vet. Jeff Green,
yes,
great vet to have on your bench, right?
And that's what they needed. They're missing that,
right? So they've got a great look. Houston might be the sleeper this year.
We'll find out.
Houston, no disrespect to the Cavs because they're kind of coming out, but they were a playoff team last year. Houston was a bottom team.
They were.
And to come out like this and to see how they're doing it, and it's across the board. You're 7 deep with double-digit points per game, bruh.
Hey, as long as you keep it up.
That means on any given night, one of 7 guys can get you there. Right. That's crazy.
Well, we'll see what happens.
So Houston, they might be a must-watch now.
We shall see. We shall see.
I'm going to check them out. Okay. So I don't know if you have an opinion on this or not, but, we had some poking fun earlier in the year when a certain coach got promoted from coaching 4 or 5-year-old
Hey, he opened a blueprint for me
to go straight to the Lakers, which is See, I'm getting so excited. I'm hitting the mic. Open the blueprint for you, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a tougher task?
I do have a tougher task.
Because you went from 3-4, boys 3-4, boys 5-6, middle school and travel.
Correct.
Ooh, your resume is deep, bro.
So hold on. I'm doing 3-4, 5-6. I'm doing 6 middle school, 7th grade travel last year and this year. So yeah, I think I have a deeper resume than JJ Redick at this point, except minus the NBA credentials.
So you do, and I'm fairly confident the way things are shaking out, that there might be a local job opening up soon. and I'm just saying, if you do get it, just consider me for your staff.
Sure, of course.
I mean,
but do you want to
me.
be part of that staff or that team?
What does the money look like again?
I don't know. I don't know.
They only got 2 wins as well.
At least I'll know one thing. The expectations be very, very low.
So anything positive we do, we're good. Because right now, they're 2-10.
You're right.
They're only 2 wins that they got.
Oh, boy. Was that Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure we lost to them twice. Let me just verify, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, back to back. Back to freaking back. And it was, one of them was so close. Fitting. One of them was close. That was 121-119. And then the other one, they blew us out 133-120. Lost by 13. But everything else, they've lost. So,
Okay. Well, and
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I say it might be available, because they can seemingly only beat Atlanta, but they only play us 4 times. Right. So their opportunity is only to win 4 games.
I'll keep my resume ready.
Right. If they go 2-10 in every... keep your resume ready. But anyway, back to obviously we're being funny talking about JJ Redick, but the Lakers are off to a decent start. And so I wanted to see, I know there's been clips and stuff around social media and everything about his coaching, and he got his first tech as a coach the other day. But they're 9-4. Some of the things that I've seen swirling around, from some Lakers fans, how Lakers fans take over the Twitter X universe. Sure. And it seems like it's an improvement over Darvin Ham. They talked about how he's always kept his hands in his pockets. They're like, look at JJ out there actually coaching, and communicating and yelling at players and whatnot. But I just want to see what your thoughts, like, what would you, if you had to grade JJ, or, I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
All right. So here's what I'm going to say before I even do that. For any fan or any person that criticizes a coach or anybody who him or herself has never been in that seat or situation or boat, what are you talking about? Like, because you never felt that moment. It's easy to speak from the crowd, from that aspect. Oh yeah. Or with his hand in his pocket or fans folded, whatever the case is. But if you've never been there and you've never been in a situation where you have to draw a play for the last final whatever seconds, and you have greats around you looking at you. You don't even know if they're going to listen to you or go implement it. Please shut up.
Yeah. Or even just like, now that we're taking a quick sidetrack on it, or even just like, I've noticed with me as a coach, like, I get so locked in. There's so much that's going on when you're actually there on the sideline. And there's so many factors to consider. And like, for me, it's always like, oh, what's the time? I got to get the timing of the next play. And you gotta think about all these things.
Right.
That sometimes you would go back and reflect, I'm like, man, I wish I would have made a different decision here. I would have made a different decision there. And it's so much easier when you're peeled back watching it, because you're only watching it for one thing.
Correct.
You're not involved with all the other external factors, right? I don't have to think about the play clock. I don't have to think about the shot clock. I don't have to think about getting the next offensive play called in and making sure that they get huddled up in time. Like, all of this stuff.
Correct. Well, you don't have the burden of the pressure that's on you to succeed versus you're there for entertainment purposes, whether TV or not. And this guy is really, that's his or her job. And
you're locked into analyzing what the other team is doing and what your team is doing and how can I make tweaks. And like, you're so zoned in that the game flies.
And this is why it's like, all right, whatever.
Armchair quarterback.
This is what I always say. Like, this is why I don't deal with parents. Right? I'm not here for the parents. I'm here for the kids.
Yeah.
So your opinion, keep that to yourself. And have it in the car.
So on that, what's your opinion of JJ?
Listen, man, I will respect a JJ, right? For the progression and the career, the progression he's made from podcasting to this and that. I absolutely loved the podcast he had, Mind the Game with Braun. And I really got to see a deep dive of his mind and how it operates. And I heard it in his podcast, but when you have another great in front of you who can literally speak the same language, it's a whole nother conversation.
Right.
And it's crazy because I took language from that conversation. Now, when I talked with my son, and I talked to Tage, we talk about plays, and I'm like, yeah, so ATO, we're going to do a DHO here. And it's like, and I got that from him. That's not lingo that I was privy to until he shared it with the common man. So I think he's doing a great job. There's a joke about how he parlayed that into the pot, into this. Well, good for him. Because if anybody was in his possession, would have done the same. Right. So what are you criticizing him for? For what?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So
that's why I said jokingly, like, yeah, if you get the job, I mean, what's the money looking like? Because and not just the money, but the opportunity.
Correct.
But,
correct. No, I think he's doing a wonderful job, and I hope continued success to him. But that opens more doors for himself and other players who are like him trying to get in that position.
Well, some have, right? Remember Steve Nash?
Correct.
Right, Steve
Nash didn't have a podcast, right? Whereas
no, but I'm saying like no coaching experience, no real coaching experience. Right. Just coming in, former player, but it's just different. I was hoping to be able to argue with you, but apparently we're too aligned on this too.
Oh, sorry. Should I say he's doing a terrible job and you want to?
Yeah, like, and then I can argue with you. Okay. So no, I mean I echo that. I've seen even I saw a clip of somebody who said that he actually ran one of the things that him and Braun talked about on the pod and did it to perfection.
Beautiful.
So I can only imagine what their conversations are like on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely.
I'm sure Braun is loving it, but I don't think that Braun's the key to this though. I think the key to this is, and the key that they've been searching for since 2020 is how to do what?
You're Brawny.
No. No, the key has always been how to unlock Anthony Davis. How do you get AD back to that AD level?
Correct.
Well, AD's averaging 31 points a game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Leading the league, 11 rebounds a game, almost 3 assists, almost 2 steals. I mean, he's killing it.
No, he's definitely stepped his game up, and he's durable. He's still on the court.
He's played 12 of 12 games, 35 minutes a game.
There you go. Now,
Braun has played 13. No, he's not 12 of 12 games. He's played in 12 and started 12. LeBron has played 13, so AD did miss 1 game.
Okay.
Braun being Braun, 13 games, 35 minutes as well. Scoring is going down. He's down to 23.
Oh.
23, 7, and 8.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. 23, 8, and 9 assists. So he's still freaking doing crazy things. But the key, back to the point, has always been getting that number 2 going.
Right.
And having that number 2. Yep. And he's unlocked that. Then you got Reeves averaging 18 off of that. Roy, 12. D'Angelo Russell, 12. Although I think he'll probably be gone by the deadline. There was some little kerfuffle with JJ and D'Lo because JJ called him out publicly, which
well, he should know all about that.
I mean,
karma.
If anybody can, it's him, and he spoke his mind. So we'll see how it goes. But the one reason why I do think the Lakers might actually be legit is if he keeps up whatever he's done in his system to unlock this version again. If we continue to get even anywhere close to 31 and 12 or 31 and 11 from AD, the Lakers are going to do big things in the playoffs.
And that's a potential MVP right there.
He should absolutely be in the MVP conversation right now. Absolutely. So, all right, we'll continue to monitor JJ's first year in coaching since we can, give our opinions freely on that. Sure.
With respect, though.
With lots of respect, of course.
Right.
We only do things with respect here.
Except for the Hawks. But
hear that, Trey?
Hey.
There's at least somebody got your back here.
You know what? On that note, can I speak on my...
Yes.
So you mentioned Trey, Hawks. Did you know a few days ago...
You met Trey?
No. That'd be cool, though.
That would be cool.
No, he'd be a nice guy. I want to be disrespectful.
Great guy.
He's a great guy. A few days ago, Trey Young, his sneaker line, did you hear about that? Got dropped. Adidas dropped Trey's sneaker line because ain't nobody buying them piece of junks.
Look
it up.
Those things are great.
They are in every thrift store right now with the red tag on. Ain't nobody trying to buy them.
I'm gonna go.
You go cop them because ain't nobody getting them. There'd be plenty of sizes, styles available.
This.
Look it up. Adidas has dropped the Trae Young line. He showed up to practice with, I think, Antas on. Ain't nobody want to buy them. So that's, I was like, I can't wait to drop this on Ken.
Wait a minute. It says they're planning to.
Oh, no, they've dropped them.
They said
he just showed up to their latest practice.
The Trae Young 4 will be his last signature sneaker.
There you go. There you go. Look at his latest picture when he showed up to practice in. Yeah, man.
He might just go over to another brand. That's all.
The point is Adidas don't want to do business with it because ain't nobody buying them junks.
Who's buying Adidas shoes for ball anyway?
The Dames, man. Donovan Mitchell.
And what has Dame been doing?
Dame himself is all right. He good.
I'm saying, what has he been doing basketball-wise? And who's buying Donovan Mitchell's?
Well, they start buying him after what he's been doing.
Yeah,
even with let's just say both of them have been longer with Adidas than Trae has.
Look,
he went four deep, and they said that's enough.
You want to talk about Trae? All right, look, I can't wait for the season to play out.
Oh man,
because we got bearded villain Trae.
Okay,
villain Trae back because you saw what he said about the Knicks fans when after they were booing him in Atlanta after a post game.
He owns them,
and he said, "Get your asses home."
He owns them.
Yeah, I hear you, boo.
Except
get
that
your
he
ass
don't
home.
own his own shoe line with Adidas no more.
So I love like this man came out with a full beard this year and just like fuck it, I'm gonna be the villain of the NBA, and I love it.
Good for him.
I love it because you know what? Everybody gonna sleep on it until all of a sudden, boom. He wins a chip.
And they're just going to keep sleeping because ain't nobody waking up from this night.
Until he wins a chip. Because it's coming. Like, keep sleeping on him.
Oh, man. I was like, bro, does Ken know that his favorite, his boys' shoes are just
No, but I do need to go cop some for D, though.
Hey, go do it.
I got to go. If you find any, let me know.
Oh, there's plenty around here.
Yeah. I definitely got to cop some.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that after our basketball session this weekend.
There you go. Also want to give respect and credit to Chris Paul, third to reach 12,000 assists. Respect to James Harden, which he doesn't normally in the line for respect in his name. He just reached Ray Allen's made 3-pointers record.
Yep.
So respect to him.
They asked him about Steph, and he said Steph don't count.
You're right, because he's in his whole status. He's in a whole other planet.
Yeah.
A whole other planet. I think him and Wemby are just the aliens, and the rest of us, they live on planet Earth.
For sure.
So, yeah, respect to them too, for sure, though.
All right. And then lastly, we have kind of I don't know if this is somewhat new news, right? There's been a lot of questions whether inside the NBA, what's going to happen to it? A lot of people thought this is going to be the last season.
Right.
That, all the forecasts that we've talked about. I think we did a Mount Rushmore once.
Yeah.
I think one of us put them on our Mount Rushmore of personalities.
Yes.
But Ernie, Chuck, Shaq,
Jet.
like coming back. It looks like they will now officially be coming back.
Right.
Not to TNT, but to ESPN ABC, which is... It's going to be huge.
Big move.
A big move.
Yeah.
Big move. But I guess all the lawsuits, everything else has been settled. And as this is part of the settlement, I think TNT is going to retain some of the licensing to clips and things like that for whatever period of time. But the cast is going to stay together. Just move over to ESPN ABC broadcaster. So
the crew's back.
How do you feel about this?
So I'm gonna give a very unpopular opinion here. I might be villain. I got my beard. I'm gonna be villain Hack. I like it, right? I like it. It's we know what to expect, right? It's proven. However, I'm a guy who likes to shake things up, right? I like to challenge the system. I like to, why can't we add a certain thing that doesn't go with this just to see what comes out of it? Right? I'm all about that kind of thing, pushing the envelope and all that. I felt like this was they've been around for so long. I felt like this would have been a great opportunity for some fresh new people to come in and give them a chance because they've held it on for so long. Like, I already know what to expect here. And I get it. It's proven. It's entertaining. But maybe start infusing the next wave of these whoever they are, players. I know they bring on guests here and there, but let's get some regular recurring people to replace in the event somebody goes. And this also gets us as the consumer more used to this. All right, I've seen him. I like him. This was a great transition. So I'm torn in those two ways, right? I like it, but at the same time, I don't.
But I think they are doing that, though, because they have Draymond, D-Wade, Candace Parker, Jamal Crawford. Like they have people that they brought in to do certain games or certain events, whatever. So I feel like some of that is already kind of happening, and I'm in the difference, right? Like I don't want the band to break up. Like I want it to continue to be like I want to ride it till the wheels fall off.
I thought they had already fallen.
No, not even. No, I mean, like till they don't want to do it anymore.
Got it. Okay.
Right. Like obviously, if they don't want to do it, then, but like whatever, it's magical. The mixture, the combination, the chemistry.
Sure.
The chemistry is something that you can't teach. You can get any group of personalities together, but you're not going to teach the chemistry, right? The same way that we are, right?
Sure.
And all that we do, right? We're always like kind of on the same wavelength. We know kind of generally what the other person's, where they're at, et cetera, et cetera. Like you can't, like that's just unique, right? And so when you find it, we're going to ride that bad boy till the wheels fall off.
All right. Well, how long is the contract?
I have
It's
to look
for a
up
while, probably.
I looked up the details, but like, I think Chuck was the most recent one that re-signed. I think they all have different contracts.
Got it. Okay.
Chuck
the
just
money must be good.
resigned.
Keep earning
he was the
paycheck.
one that I thought, like Chuck was the one I thought was gonna bounce recently.
Okay.
But he ended up re-signing. So no, just like they could ride it off to the you know. And then by that time, maybe then Draymond's retired. And some of these other guys.
Who's the new EJ? We're talking about players now, right? Who's the EJ?
That's tough because
that's the question.
He wasn't a player though.
Correct.
So that's why he brings a different.
Who's going to be the facilitator, right? The guy that QBs the whole thing. Professional. Something to consider.
I don't know. That's a good question because
something to pause. Maybe like, Adam Lefko. Exactly, right? So who's going to be that replace for EJ?
Maybe they're not identified yet. Maybe they're still up and coming. Maybe they're still grinding.
Possible, right?
But we'll see.
There's plenty of players that come through.
It's like the Woj thing, right? In never in a million years did we think that Woj was going to end in 2024.
Right, that's true.
But we had Shams take over.
Right.
So here we are.
All right. Well, it is what it is. We'll see. Time will tell.
Maybe you'll be. Maybe
that's it.
Maybe we.
There you go.
Will be the.
There you go. It could
That'd be funny.
You know who I would love for them to bring on?
Who?
Gil. I would love
I don't know if they're ready for Gil.
They're not ready. Exactly.
They're not ready for Gil.
I would love for them to bring him on.
The establishment is not ready for Gil.
You know what? We are. The fans are.
Oh, yeah. Some of us are. But
that would be must-watch TV.
The establishment is definitely not
Imagine
ready.
the pranks he would pull. Like it would be beautiful.
Oh,
he would be entertaining. He would take that show and bring it up many notches.
He'd be fun. I like that. I'm not mad at that.
And he would bring Nick Young on, and they'd be tearing into each other. So it'd be funny, maybe entertaining.
They would.
It'd be entertaining.
All right, sir. So let's leave with one final question.
Okay.
So we're like very, very early in the season. We're starting to kind of see some teams pop out. Some others we're not sure about. The state of the landscape looks fuzzy. Who you picking? East, West, and finals. You
mean all the way? The way too early predictions?
The way too early prediction.
Man.
Like we would have done one before the season started, but here we are. We're like, anywhere from 12 to 14, 15 games in. Man, this is tough. I'm going to say, again, barring health, right? I'm going to say Denver. Ooh. I'm going to say Denver. And on the, or I want to see OKC make it too. And obviously, I want the Mavs to win. But I'm going to give it to Denver because I want Russell Westbrook to get his chip before he leaves. Okay. Right? Because the guy's been a journeyman. And I want him to get his respect. And on the East, it's tough, man. I can't pick Boston. I really hope Philly gets it together. I just don't see it happening. And the only other team I could think of are like the Knicks. The Knicks, but I can't do it. You're not going to pick the Knicks? I can't do it. I was hoping the Bucks would wake up, but they're just, I don't know what they're doing. So, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go totally off sidetrack. I'm going to pick the Heat. Jimmy Buckets, he also needs his respect. So either him or Russell Westbrook get it, I'll be good. Wow. Him or Russ, I'll be good. Okay. Yep. That's I went crazy. All right. Well, so for me, I mean, obviously, you're crazy. That's my heart pick. My heart pick would be Hawks. Okay. So my heart pick would be Hawks Lakers. Hawks Lakers or Hawks Dubs. That I would love that. With obviously the Hawks winning. Oh, you didn't say who's gonna win? Out of them two? Yeah.
Denver.
Denver. Okay,
Yeah.
so you got Denver taking it all.
Yeah.
Okay. My head pick, Boston. I mean, they know how to do. Like Cleveland's a good story, but they haven't been there. They haven't done that. Boston's been through trials and trials and trials.
Well,
And
did they last year? Did they really?
no, I'm talking about all the years that.
Before that.
Before that, they kept getting to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Got it.
So like they're battle tested.
Sure.
And was I dreaming at one point that Horford retired?
Did he? I don't know.
I thought he retired after they won.
Nah.
I must have dreamed
I think
that
he's still
up.
playing.
No, he is.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like, I saw that he was like, I was like, I swear he retired.
No,
I was like, I gotta look it up.
Not him. I think somebody else retired.
No, I thought he retired after they won the chip, like immediately right after.
Oh.
But I'll have to look it up. Maybe he did and reconsidered. Maybe the money was
Too good.
too good. But anyway, the Boston, they're battle tested. Most of the team came back intact. They know what it takes to win now. Maybe they didn't get as tested as they could have last year, but either way, like they'll take the East. They should. They should take the East. And in the West, yeah, I'm kind of with you. It's either like Denver. I would love to see Minnesota. I think Ant is the next guy.
Yes.
There's a lot of other great players.
Actually, they beat Denver, I think, already.
Yeah, there's a lot of great players in the league. But if you're talking about in the next couple of years, we're facing the possibility of no LeBron, no KD, no Steph, like all of these great players. Right. Who's gonna be that guy in 10 years or 8 years?
That's Ant. Easy.
It's Ant, and so.
It's Ant and it's Wemby.
Kind of want to see Minnesota. That's another kind of heart pick. But realistically, I'm with you. I think Jokic is just going to be too much to deal with. I mean, we didn't even talk about him.
Oh my God.
I think he's had how many triple doubles in 10 games?
Four consecutive.
4 consecutive. He's averaging a triple double. Right.
Well, he's got the triple double king on his
I
team.
know, right? Helping him out. So yeah, I'm gonna go Denver with I'll say Boston wins again. I think they have enough bigs to deal with Jokic. And I don't think that Denver has enough to deal with Tatum and Brown. So I'm gonna go with Boston winning it.
Okay.
But it'll be tight.
It'll be a good game.
It'll be a good series.
Yeah, very good series.
So okay. Well, we'll check back in these obviously way too early.
Yeah, way too early.
Predictions. But sir, it was a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all know where to find us at Think RBA. Till next time.
Peace.
Peace.